So this is what $275,000 gets you in Cheesman Park in Denver, Colorado. This is a one bedroom, one bath, 787 square feet. It looks like it's in a Victorian building. It might have been like a mansion, another one of these mansions that it was like broken up into apartments, but let's dive in and take a look. It looks like it has a lot of natural light, and I think these windows, I was going to say these windows are newer, but I don't think they are because you see like the wood casing around them. The outside might be new because some of these older buildings have like actual glass, and then they have another glass pane, double pane windows, but not like the acrylic ones that we have now. This is a decent sized living room. They have a couch here. It's not a sectional, but you could put a sectional back here. But then you have a table over here and then TV, but lots of natural light, so that's nice. Another view of the living room, decently sized. Still has the old like handles on the doors. Love that. And these moldings. And then the molding on the ceiling is really nice too. I actually like this color, this like minty color as well. I know it's very personal for painting and it's easy to change, but I kind of like it. So here's the outside of the building. This does look like one of these bigger mansion houses that they have split up into condos or apartments. In this situation, condos. Looks like you have a little garden area and a little sitting area out here for the whole building. So this is kind of like a community garden, and there's a nice gate here that kind of, separates you from the street. So this is probably the entrance of the building where then you go into your units. There's probably a unit over here, and then there's a couple units upstairs. So this definitely was an old house that they've converted because this was obviously the entry to the house. Lots of beautiful woodwork, though. I like this. So this is the actual entrance to the house. Here's the kitchen. Because this was an old house that they converted into condos, the space sometimes is a little funky when they're putting in kitchens and bathrooms and things like that, because you have to kind of work it like a puzzle. And so your kitchens are typically a little bit smaller, but it looks like you have a gas range, which is very nice. And you have stainless steel appliances. You have these open concept cupboards. I love the color of these bottom cupboards. And I love the backsplash. Here's a better view of the kitchen. It looks like they have a quartz countertop. So they did a really nice job with this kitchen. I really like this kitchen, even though it's small and it doesn't have a lot of storage. So if you're a big cook, this might not be your jam, but 275, we love that. It looks like they did a little ledge over here in the kitchen to add some eating space in the kitchen and have a couple little stools that sit underneath it. So in these small spaces, you kind of have to get creative. My space is very small in my house as well. You really figure it out real quick what will and will not work. Closer view of that breakfast nook. I love this. Like, look at this. How imagine yourself like drinking coffee right here, having a little breakfast, just looking out onto these trees. I think these pictures were taken in the, maybe the winter, like this tree isn't fully fleshed out, but how gorgeous if this tree was fully fleshed out and you're just drinking your coffee and just relaxing in the morning. Here's the bedroom. Looks quite large. We have a bed. It looks like there's a table over here. Hopefully we have another shot of that, and then a table over here. So two side tables. Some of these rooms, you can only shove the bed up against the wall and maybe have one nightstand, but if you can have two, and this looks like a queen size bed, you're rocking and rolling. Two windows, so lots of natural light, and then fireplace. I bet it doesn't work. One, because there's a hazard, an insurance hazard for you could burn down the whole building with these wood burning fireplaces, especially when there's multiple units in it. And I think they're hard to maintain to like keep the flue going. So a lot of times they just cap them, but who knows if this is working or not. It could be working. That looks kind of like real firewood. I don't know. We're getting lost in the weeds here. So yeah, you have enough room for a queen size bed and two side tables. This is a decent sized room for sure. Here's the bathroom. Huge tub. Love that. I like the updated vanity. This isn't a bad bathroom, but is there not a shower? Like usually there's a tub shower combo here. That would be very interesting if they didn't have a full shower. In-unit laundry, again, I've talked about this before. It's very uncommon to have in-unit laundry in these older buildings that were converted into condos because you have to have plumbing and there's a lot of boxes that you have to check to get your in-unit laundry in here. So you have in-unit laundry. So very, very big plus. Here's more outdoor space. Here's more community space. Love this. It looks like this is the alley back here. So, and this under this big tree, so you get some shade. That is very interesting. I didn't see a shower. That is very interesting. So you just take baths? I don't want to say that I've never seen that before, but that's, again, very interesting. It's going to take a certain buyer that doesn't mind taking baths every day, I guess. This is 275. So great price point for, Cheesman Park is right by Cheesman Park, the actual park, which is huge. Everybody loves to hang out there and all summer long and walk their dogs. And it's very pretty with trees and, there's cute little coffee shops and things around here. So great location. It is, more of an established neighborhood. I think it's one of the homestead neighborhoods in Denver. Don't quote me on that, But if you like a little more eclectic vibe, then this is definitely, a place, an area that you might consider. And sometimes you have to watch the HOA on these. 377 for this old building is not too terribly bad, but you do have to factor that into your budget. So that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on what you think of this condo. Is it priced well? Do you like it? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? I'd love to hear.